So I kind of want to talk more about Deleuze and Guattari in the Thousand Plateaus, also in the Anti-Oedipus too, because that's another place where they do kind of emulate what this whole process philosophy thing. I kind of want to explain their, I guess, the way they talk about things, the way they talk about the world, the way they talk about reality, and kind of explain that to kind of help one understand what's going on here when you're reading it. So it's kind of good to have some prior understanding before you go in and read it. They are giving a process philosophy. I don't even want to call it a philosophy because they're not explaining things. They're not trying to show. They're not really trying to. They're trying to emulate. I think emulate would be the best way to say it. But it's a process philosophy in that they are talking about how things are going to become. They're talking about how things are to be, how things are going, the way where things are going, even though things are not going into a certain destination or end, but things are just going, and they want to explain things in that way as opposed to explaining things as they are, as Plato, Aristotle, Hegel, Heidegger, Husserl, and many before him would do. Heidegger, for one, explains being in certain ways. He explains being and tries to uncover the meaning of being, which is totally the antithesis of these guys, where they're saying that there is no established meaning or truth or reality that is whole. They're saying that things are going. They're not. There's no one place that they're going, but they're going. And they don't want to talk about things as they are. They want to talk about. Thus, they don't want to talk about being. They want to talk about becoming. Becoming is a very interesting thing, as Hegel and Heidegger and all these philosophers talk about existence or being. They want to talk about things as becoming, because things are always changing, moving. Things are always deterritorializing and reterritorializing, and back and forth. Things are changing and moving, and there's production for the sake of production. There's no actual center to it, but things are just moving. The event is a good way to talk about their philosophy. The event, and not in the way that some people think of it, as the event that something happens and that's it. The event as in what's happening, what's going where, but not why. Things are just going, and that's kind of the event in a way, but that's a bad way to explain the event. But they want to talk about things as becoming. They want to talk about the process of things, not in a real or meaningful or truthful way, but, well, in their mind it is somewhat truthful, because it's not. They just don't want to think about a solidified, stable truth or anything like that, but just that things are moving and changing and becoming other, and becoming in general. And process philosophers like Whitehead and Bergson, they have process philosophies which are very different to Deleuze and Guattari's. So it's just really kind of interesting to think about all these things. But I guess I could probably do a better job at explaining becoming than I have here. So I'm going to try to do that in the future. But if you think I should have added something, or if you have a better way of explaining this, something, comment below, because I think, and especially in this book, anybody could use anything that you have to say. We might disagree as to how he explains it, or as to how things are for him or for them, or as to what's the best way to explain it. But given this writing especially, or given any writing in philosophy, this one especially, the way you want to explain things, or the way you think it should be explained, matters. So comment below, let me know.